Hey all, this is Conflict. In part 2 of our in-depth guide to Discord, we went over a few things to just starting out on Discord. These include setting up your microphone, various methods on how to broadcast yourself, and finally, we ended on how to set up some of the permissions having to do with voice channels. In this video, we will be going over some of the server settings. We will look at how to make a server admin role and explain what each function of that role does. We will also learn how to position roles. Finally, we will end the video with showing how to put someone into a role. So, I've glossed over it in the past, but if we click on the server name here, you, we can drop down this menu and get a whole bunch of options, which for now we'll go into server settings, but at a later time and date, we will go ahead and discuss all of these settings. So if we click on the server settings, we're taken to a whole new interface. From this interface, we have a whole bunch of other things we can do. But for now, let's just go ahead and go to our roles tab. From the roles tab, we have, yet again, more options. This can be daunting if you're not sure what you're doing, but luckily for you, you're watching this video. So once we're in the actual roles tab, we'll be able to make roles, adjust roles, move roles, and go ahead and do everything in between. First of all though, our only role is the @everyone. We can't really do much with this role, so let's just go ahead and make a brand new one. We do that by clicking this plus sign right here, and a new role called new role is created. Let's go ahead and change that name. And we can go ahead and change it to server admin. I don't really like it as a grayish color. Let's go ahead and change the color that the name will be to red. So after we change the color, we can go ahead and start messing with some of the settings to go ahead and make this role a very distinct role from other roles. So the first setting we're going to go ahead and look at is the first one in the role settings. So we can display this role separately from others online members. So let's go ahead and do that. We can allow anyone to mention this role. Uh, th this is good for member roles, but not so much for the server admin. So let's go ahead and leave that one off. The next section is general permissions. We can make this role an administrator, which, yeah, it's the server admin. We, the next option is we can make this role be able to view the audit log. I, I will explain this in more depth at a later time when we get into a more in-depth view at such things. But for now, let's go ahead and enable it. We can let them manage the server, which this is our role, so we're already doing that. Might as well give us the permission. We can manage roles, which, yeah, that sounds like us. Manage channels, right on. Kick members, ban members, create instant invites, change nickname, which is our nickname. We can also manage other people's nicknames within the server. Say if someone wants to go ahead and be a little joker and change their nickname every 5 seconds or change it to something inappropriate, we can go ahead and stop that. So let's go ahead and turn that on. We can manage emojis and manage webhooks. And we can read text channels and see voice channels. This is important because as a server admin, we want to be able to see and read everything in the channel since it's our Discord server. The next set of options is our text permissions. Being able to send messages, being able to send text to speech messages is very important. Let's make it so that we can manage messages as well. We can go ahead and post EM'd links, attach files, read message history, which is the history of the entire channel uh, be- before we were actually in the channel, which is pretty useful so that we can catch up and be a part of the conversation right when we get into the channel. Let's go ahead and make sure we can mention everyone. This probably isn't good for all roles because if um, if you have a member role that can mention everyone and they are not mature with this kind of power, it can cause some real um, drama within the Discord because it's very annoying. We can set this so that we can use external emojis and so that we can add reactions. The next section is our voice permissions. We always want to make sure that as a server admin or well any role except for maybe a probation role can connect to a channel, speak in that channel, and as for us, we want to make sure we can mute members, deafen members, and of course move members. We want to make sure that in any channel we can use voice activity, and for right now, let's leave priority speaker off. So after we've saved all these options, let's go ahead and save changes. So now that we have a server admin role, let's go ahead and make a member role. Now that you know what options are right for an admin, let's just go through quickly and do some options for it. So let's change this one to blue and make sure other people know it's a member, allow people to mention it. This one isn't going to be an administrator, so we can go without using most of these. So as long as they can do the bare minimum of commands, they should be fine. So after we've made our member role and our server admin role, let's go ahead and show you how to move roles so that a hierarchy can be established. So when you make a role, where it is in this placement right here is how high of a rank it has within your server. So obviously your server admin should be on top. Your members should be under the server admin. Perhaps maybe an officer role above your member role, and down at the bottom should be the at everyone role. We can go ahead and change this by just moving and dragging the actual role itself. So so now the member role is the highest role in the server. But let's go ahead and not tempt fate and just put the server admin as the highest role. So after we've done that and we save our changes, let's go ahead and exit out of this, and now I'm going to show you how to put someone into a role. So since I'm the only one on the server, we'll try it on me. So if you right click on someone's name, you have some options. You can view their profile, you can mention them, you can mute them, you can deafen them, you can change their nickname, you can server mute them, you can server deafen them, You can change their role and you can move them to a different voice channel. So for right now, let's give them the server admin role. Now, you can see that the color of my name changed to reflect the red of the server admin role. If we go ahead and take that role away and say give me the member role, now my name is blue to reflect the member role. And I'd really like to go ahead and thank you for watching this video. I hope you have learned quite a lot, and this is where we're going to go ahead and end at episode 3 of our in-depth Discord tutorial guide. If you like the content I am providing you, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Conflict, signing off.